Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm reading The Cool Bean by Jory John and Pete Oswald. I don't think it's the same author from yesterday, but it's one of my books I borrowed from Miss James, or, Miss Thornberry now. And let me read the inside real quick. It says oh, never mind. Sorry, I thought there was a little write-up about what the book was about. The Cool Bean. Watch out! Here come the cool beans. The cool beans. They do look pretty cool, don't they? Got their sunglasses on, walking down the street. Oh yeah? Check out how they move. Look at the way they swagger. Notice their sunglasses? Yow! The Cool Beans are known all over the school, from house to house, across town, beyond county lines. That's them talking about how they move, how they wear their sunglasses. They're well known in the school as the Cool Beans. In the olden days last year, we were all one big pot of beans. We were a mixed bag, but somehow it worked. Yep, those were the good old days. And then we stopped seeing each other as much. That's just how it is sometimes. You spend less time together, even though you're not totally sure why. This was them all together last year. And then it came to be where just the three of them and the other one's by himself underneath that tire. I watched as the beans I knew so well, the beans from our own pod, became the Cool Beans. Oh, they were so cool. One of them could play the guitar. Cool. One of them could draw the best superheroes. Cool. One of them could jump higher than any bean I'd ever known. Cool. Me? Well, honestly, mostly I mostly stayed the same. Sure, I made some small changes. I wore sunglasses, too big. I slicked my hair back, too slick. I strutted around, ow. I swaggered, oomph. So he tried to be like them. His glasses were too big. I would still pick last for everything. My clothes never seemed to fit. I snorted when I laughed. I walked into stuff. I was uncool bean for sure. I started thinking of myself as just a common bean with no special skills. I couldn't compete, so I didn't even try. I'd never be a cool bean. It seemed like there were two types of beans in the world. There were the cool beans and the beans like me. The days all blended together. I lived my life and things were just okay. I took tests and ate lunches and mostly kept to myself. The Cool Beans continued being cool. I mean, sure, I miss them a bit, but it's not like I was going to say anything. I felt like all that coolness had gotten into the way of our friendship, and that's how it went. Until one day, I was in the cafeteria. I dropped my lunch on my loafers, which are like shoes. Oh no, not again. I guess it's happened more than once. But then something sort of miraculous happened. Out of nowhere, one of the cool beans helped me clean it up. He didn't even say anything. He just gave me a nod. That was it. Later, I was out on the playground. I tripped and scraped my knee and maybe cried a little bit, and everybody saw it. Another one of the cool beans came to my side, and without a word, he dusted me off. There was one of them helping him. There's the other one helping. That afternoon, I was sitting in class. I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't notice, but our teacher had called on me. Everybody stared. I sat there in silence. Nobody said anything. And then everybody just laughed at me. That was it. After today, I was officially a has-been. But then one of the cool beans stood up and came over to me. Everybody watched. She leaned in close and whispered, "Hey, the teacher asked you to read from page 32. Then she gave me a quick wink and went back to her seat. It was a small gesture, sure, but it was also everything. I walked home with a goofy smile on my face. I smiled all the way through dinner. That day made all the difference. It was a day that could have been really bad. If not for the kindness of a few cool beans, it gave me a shred of confidence. That shred of confidence has continued to grow. So by them helping her and talking to him or her, it made her feel better about herself, and she had more confidence about herself. Somebody had my back, or a few somebodies. Do you think they made friends again? Probably. After that, I started hanging out with the cool beans again. Some of the little speech bubbles are, how have you been, which is like beans. Get it? How have you been? Not all the time, but sometimes. Oh, she's talking about hanging out with them again. Not all the time, but sometimes. At lunch, after school, even on the weekends. So sometimes she was still by herself, but most of the time, like on the weekends, they did stuff and after school. Throughout all of this, I realized that it's not about how you look or any of that other silly stuff. It's about a wink or a nod or a smile or just at just the right moment. It's almost dusting somebody off. It's about dusting somebody off, helping them up again, and pointing them in the right direction. You need a hand? Yes, please. Now that's cool. So not only does they still have the cool bean friends, but it's also learning how to help others also. The end. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I miss you tons.